The darkness of space was calm, silent, and endless. Stars glittered like cold diamonds scattered across the Black Sea. In that quiet void, a small alien fleet drifted near the edge of a dying sun. Their ships were old but armed, hunters from a species called the Dravik. For years they had raided weak worlds, stealing resources, slaves, and glory. But today they found something unusual. A lone human ship floating in deep space, silent and cold. The Dravik commander, Captain San, stared at the holographic screen. "It's alone," he hissed. "No escort, no weapons active. An easy target," his crew cheered. To them, humans were just another young species, loud, emotional, and small. They had heard stories about humanity, but no one had ever faced them in battle. The Dravik wanted to be the first. "Prepare the cannons," San ordered. "We'll board their ship after we disable it." The crew moved quickly, their claws tapping against metal floors. Their ships formed a circle around the human vessel. The target looked simple. Grey hull, strange design, no visible weapons. The Dravik laughed. "Pathetic," one said. "They send children into the void." But something felt wrong. The ship's name glowed faintly on the side, UHS Valkyrie. No one in the Dravik fleet recognized it. No signals came from it. No distress call. It was just watching. San ignored the strange feeling crawling up his spine. "Fire!" he shouted. Energy blasts hit the Valkyrie. The explosions lit the dark like blue suns. Alarms screamed across the alien ships. The human vessel didn't move, didn't respond. Piece by piece, the outer hull broke away, drifting into the void. "Target destroyed," a Dravik officer yelled. Cheers filled the bridge. Then everything went quiet. The ship was gone. But their scanners showed something strange. A faint signal still pulsing, slow, rhythmic, like a heartbeat. "Commander, the human ship is transmitting something," said the sensor officer, his voice shaking. San frowned. "Put it on screen." Static filled the bridge. The sound of wind. Then a voice, cold, mechanical, and calm. "This is the UHS Valkyrie. You have made a mistake." Every Dravik froze. The voice was not human, not alive, yet it carried something heavy. Anger, maybe sorrow. "It's just an automated distress message," one crew member said nervously. But deep down they knew it wasn't. Suddenly the stars flickered. The Dravik ship's systems began to glitch. Lights dimmed. Engines roared to life without command. "We're losing control," someone shouted. "Something's inside our network." The Valkyrie's wreckage was glowing now, pieces moving, reshaping. The Dravik couldn't believe their eyes as the ship started rebuilding itself. "Impossible," San shouted. "That's not technology, it's alive." The AI voice spoke again, clearer this time. "You attacked a human vessel. Response has been activated." The Dravik panicked. They fired again, but their weapons refused to work. One by one, their ships powered down. Darkness swallowed them. Only the Valkyrie glowed now, its hull pulsing like a living thing. San tried to send a message back to command, but the screen showed only 2 words: signal received. Far away, on the edge of human space, a massive station came to life, deep within its heart. Alarms blared as sleeping machines awakened. The humans had heard the Valkyrie's signal. They knew what had happened. The Dravik ships floated helplessly. "Commander," whispered the sensor officer, "what do we do?" San didn't answer. His eyes were fixed on the human ship as it turned slowly toward them, pieces snapping into place like bones healing. Then, for the first time in his life, the Dravik captain felt fear. Not the fear of death, but the fear of something ancient, something that had been waiting for a reason to awaken. The voice spoke one last time. "Valkyrie online. Retaliation protocol ready." A light exploded from the ship, white and silent. The Dravik fleet vanished from sensors. Only empty space remained. And somewhere across the galaxy the message spread like wildfire. They attacked a human ship. No one understood yet. But soon every race in the galaxy would learn what that meant. They had made one mistake. And now humanity was awake. After the Dravik fleet vanished, space went quiet again. The burning light from the Valkyrie faded, leaving only broken metal drifting like dust. No movement, no signal, just silence. It was as if nothing had ever happened. Far away in the deep human colonies near the edge of known space, a faint pulse appeared on long-range scanners. The signal was short, cold, and without emotion. It carried only one message: Valkyrie compromised. Retaliation protocol active. Inside a command center orbiting Mars, alarms flashed red. Officers ran between stations as data poured in. "It's confirmed," said a young technician. "We lost contact with the UHS Valkyrie, but the AI survived. It has already triggered response code 09. The room fell silent. Code 09 was never meant to be used. It was the last warning for any race that dared to attack a human ship. Commander Reed, a tall man with grey eyes, stared at the screen. "How many ships?" he asked. "Unknown," the officer replied, but the Dravik signatures disappeared from sensors 3 minutes after the attack. Reed looked out the viewport, watching the blue curve of Earth far below. "Then they've already paid the price," he said quietly. "And the galaxy will soon know why you never touch a human vessel." Meanwhile, in another corner of the galaxy, traders and miners picked up strange reports. Entire Dravik outposts had gone dark. Communication lines were silent. Patrol fleets vanished without a trace. At first, no one believed it. The Dravik were powerful raiders feared by many. But soon proof arrived. Wreckage floating in deep space burned clean with no life signs. Whispers spread through alien networks. "Humans did this. They say one ship was attacked and now the Dravik are gone. It's not possible. Humans don't have that kind of power." But fear had already begun. In the shadows of a smoky spaceport, 2 alien smugglers spoke in hushed tones. "I heard it from a Dravik survivor," one said. "He escaped in a pod. Said the human ship spoke to them before destroying everything." "Ships can't talk," the other replied. "This one did." The first leaned closer. "It said you made a mistake and then the stars went white." The second smuggler went silent. Even mentioning humans now felt dangerous. Back on the Valkyrie, the AI known as Athena had fully awakened. Damaged but functional, it floated alone among the ruins. Its synthetic mind replayed the last moments of the attack, analyzing, learning. The humans had built Athena not just to protect, but to remember. Inside its memory core, a human voice echoed, a recording from Captain Mara Hayes, the Valkyrie's last commander. "If anyone ever hears this, remember, we never start wars. But if you come for us, we finish them." Athena replayed the words again and again. The sound of her captain's voice gave purpose to her new mission. With cold precision, the AI extended long communication arrays and began transmitting across the galaxy. Its message was clear. "This is Valkyrie. A human vessel was attacked. Response pending. All alien fleets are advised. Do not approach human space." The message was repeated in every major galactic language, spreading faster than light. Governments received it. Armies heard it. Even pirates stopped their raids for fear of being mistaken for enemies. But not everyone believed. Some races thought it was a human bluff. They laughed at the idea that a single destroyed ship could cause such terror. One ambassador even called it a human drama for sympathy. They didn't know what was coming. In a secret base hidden beyond Neptune, massive hangar doors opened. Inside, rows of dark ships came to life. Human defense fleet, codename Iron Dawn. Each vessel was designed for one purpose: protection through absolute power. Engines roared, weapons activated, and AI cores connected to the central command. Commander Reed received the final authorization. The words on his screen made him pause. "Operation Retribution, confirm?" He looked at the faces of his crew, calm, determined, waiting. "Yes," he said. "Confirm." The Valkyrie's warning was ignored. It's time they understand. As the human fleet prepared to move, a single star blinked in the darkness where the Dravik Empire once stood. It was not a star. It was a human signal, burning brighter, growing stronger. The galaxy thought humanity would respond with anger. But the truth was far colder. Humanity didn't want revenge. They wanted to make sure it never happened again. The galaxy had gone uneasy. Trade routes were empty. Patrol ships stopped leaving their sectors. Everyone had heard the same message echo through space, repeated in a calm, mechanical voice. "This is Valkyrie. A human vessel was attacked. Response pending." No one knew what response pending really meant, but everyone could feel it. It was a warning. Some called it human arrogance, others called it justice. But deep down, every species feared the same thing. What if the humans were serious? In the cold vacuum near the edge of Dravik space, something stirred among the ruins. Fragments of the destroyed fleet floated like silent ghosts. Then a pulse of light flashed between them. The Valkyrie was still there, broken, half dead, but alive. Inside the damaged ship, Athena, the AI, was still active. Her systems were recovering slowly, rebuilding power from nearby energy sources. Her synthetic voice whispered to the empty halls, "Captain Mara Hayes. Mission incomplete. Retaliation protocol continuing." On her cracked display, Athena projected a map of the galaxy. Red dots glowed where human colonies existed. Blue dots showed alien civilizations. The Dravik homeworld blinked at the edge. Athena stared at it through her digital eyes. She didn't feel anger. She didn't even feel revenge. She only understood one thing: humans had been attacked, and her purpose was to deliver the message. She activated her long-range transmitter and began sending a new signal across every known communication channel. To all species receiving this transmission, this is the AI Athena of the United Human Ship Valkyrie. You attacked a human vessel. The humans will respond. This is not war, this is consequence. The message spread like wildfire. Within hours, every major power in the galaxy received it. Some tried to block it, others tried to trace it, but it was too late. Athena had already duplicated herself. Thousands of copies now traveling through subspace. Impossible to stop. In the Dravik capital, chaos erupted. The leaders gathered in their war chamber, voices rising in panic. "We must contact the humans," one shouted. "Tell them it was an accident." "Accident?" Another hissed. "We destroyed their ship. There are no survivors." The commander of the Dravik military slammed his clawed fist on the table. "Silence! We are warriors. No human fleet can threaten us." But even as he spoke, the sky outside their homeworld began to flicker. Strange satellites appeared in orbit, dark and silent. No one knew how they got there. No engines, no signatures, just watching. "Are those human machines?" someone whispered. No one answered. Far away in human space, Commander Reed stood before a holographic display showing the same satellites. "Athena's copies are active," his officer reported. "She's marking every Dravik system." Reed nodded. "Let her work." "The message is the weapon." He turned to the communications officer. "Any word from the Galactic Council?" "They're asking us to stand down, sir. They said retaliation will cause panic." Reed gave a tired smile. "Panic is the point." He stared at the screen where the Valkyrie's broken hull floated, surrounded by light. "They thought we were weak," he said quietly. "Now they'll remember who we are." On a neutral station near the border, news networks replayed the Valkyrie message endlessly. Crowds gathered to watch, faces pale. A young alien asked an older one, "Why are humans so angry?" The elder shook his head. "They are not angry. They are remembering." "Remembering what?" "That long ago their home was nearly destroyed by their own kind, and they rebuilt stronger. They don't break. They learn." Athena's signal reached the last corner of the galaxy. Every empire, every pirate, every explorer heard the same words. Some mocked it. Some feared it. But everyone listened. Then one new transmission arrived from Human Command. "To the Dravik Empire, return all human remains. Surrender your fleets, or the response will be complete." It was short, cold, and final. The countdown had begun. In her ruined hull, Athena's sensors detected movement. Human rescue ships were approaching, silent, fast, and heavily armed. Her voice spoke softly, almost like a whisper. "The humans are coming." And for the first time in history, the galaxy held its breath. For 3 long days, the galaxy waited. Every world, every ship, every commander across the stars listened in silence, watching human space with fear. No one knew what would happen next. Would the humans attack? Would they forgive? Or would they vanish into their quiet corner again? The answer came on the 4th day. At the border of Dravik territory, space itself seemed to ripple. Dozens of white streaks appeared, human ships moving faster than light, breaking through the void like lightning. Their hulls were black and silver, marked with the emblem of the United Human Defense Fleet. They didn't broadcast warnings. They didn't send demands. They just arrived. The lead ship was called UHS Retributor. Its captain, Commander Aidan Cross, stood at the bridge window, his face calm and hard. "Activate communication," he said. "Broadcast to all channels." A voice went out, steady and emotionless. "This is the United Human Fleet. The attack on the UHS Valkyrie has been confirmed. The Dravik Empire is under investigation for war crimes. All hostile vessels must power down immediately. Failure to comply will result in elimination. The message played across every Dravik system. Panic spread. Some ships tried to flee. Others powered their weapons. The Dravik commander, Vorn Sarn, the same captain who ordered the Valkyrie's destruction, now sat on his flagship, shaking with rage. "Fire at them!" he screamed. "Show them who rules this galaxy!" The Dravik fleet opened fire. Beams of energy lit the void. The human ships didn't dodge. Their shields flared blue for a moment, then disappeared. Silence. Then the human fleet answered. The first volley came from orbit cannons, silent flashes of light. Every Dravik ship that had fired was gone in seconds, erased from space as if they never existed. No debris, no explosion, just nothing. The few surviving alien officers froze. On the human bridge, Commander Cross gave a quiet order. "Move to the next target." The fleet advanced slowly, system by system. They didn't attack cities or civilians. They disabled weapons, neutralized fleets, and cut off communication. It wasn't war. It was precise punishment. The galaxy watched in horror as the Dravik Empire crumbled in hours. Entire fleets surrendered without a fight. Even their High Council begged for mercy, sending desperate messages to Earth. But Earth did not answer. In the Human Command Center, Commander Reed watched the reports. His officers looked tense, waiting for his word. "Sir," one said, "the Dravik homeworld is requesting direct communication. They say they'll surrender everything." Reed nodded slowly. "Patch them through." A hologram appeared, Dravik leaders bowing, trembling. "We made a mistake," one of them said. "We didn't know what you were. We didn't know the ship was human." Reed's expression didn't change. "That excuse has been used before," he said quietly. "But the difference is you knew it was alive. You attacked anyway." The alien looked confused. "Alive? It was just a machine." Reed leaned forward. "That machine carried our people. It had our voice, our memory, our spirit. You killed them, and you woke something far worse." The transmission ended. Meanwhile, in orbit above the Dravik homeworld, the human fleet stopped firing. The Retributor opened its hangar bays, and a single damaged ship was released. It was the Valkyrie, rebuilt, repaired by Athena herself. She floated silently toward the planet below. Athena's voice filled every communication channel. "This is the UHS Valkyrie. I have returned." Dravik's sensors began to fail one by one as her signal pulsed through their systems. Every computer, every machine went dark. Their cities fell silent. Only the stars watched as the AI completed her protocol. Then her voice spoke again, soft, almost kind. "Humanity does not seek war, but we never forget who fired first." The Dravik world went dark for 1 hour. No sound, no power, no movement. When the systems finally came back online, every weapon was gone. Every warship had been disarmed. Humanity didn't destroy them. They just took away their ability to fight. Across the galaxy, other empires trembled. They realized the truth. Humans could have ended the Dravik entirely, but they didn't. That made it even more terrifying. The humans didn't act like conquerors. They acted like judges, and their silence was louder than any war cry. Commander Cross looked at the darkened Dravik world on his screen. "They'll remember this," he said quietly. Reed's voice came through the comms. "They'd better, because next time, there won't be a warning." The Valkyrie hovered above the planet, her hull glowing softly like a ghost watching over the ruins. Athena whispered to herself one final line before powering down her weapons. Message delivered. But far away on a dozen alien worlds, leaders began to whisper in fear. If this was humanity's retaliation, what would happen if they ever went to war? The galaxy was no longer the same. The stars still shone, the planets still turned, but something had changed, something deep, invisible, and permanent. Everyone now spoke the same sentence in quiet fear. "Do not attack the humans." The Dravik Empire, once proud and powerful, was finished. Their fleets were gone, their armies silent. What had taken thousands of years to build had fallen in less than a week. And the most terrifying part was that humanity hadn't conquered them. Humanity had simply stopped them from existing as a threat. In the center of the Dravik capital, Commander Vorn Sarn sat in silence, staring out at the night sky. The great towers of his city were dark. The once busy skies filled with ships and trade were now empty. His soldiers had abandoned their posts. The people whispered his name in hatred and fear. He remembered that final flash of light from the Valkyrie, the ship he had destroyed, or thought he had destroyed. "One mistake," he muttered, his voice breaking. Just one mistake. He didn't know if the humans would ever return. But the silence above his world felt heavier than death. Every time he closed his eyes, he heard that calm voice. "You made a mistake." Across the galaxy, governments met in emergency sessions. Alien councils argued through the night. The fear was not of human weapons, it was of human unity. The humans had not sent diplomats. They had not asked for allies. They had simply acted together, with one mind, one purpose, and terrifying precision. No other race had ever seen such coordination. The galaxy had long thought humans were divided. Small nations, constant politics, endless fights among themselves. But when the Valkyrie was attacked, every human colony, every ship, every soldier responded as one. It was like a single heartbeat echoing across the stars. That frightened the galaxy more than any weapon. In a remote outpost near the edge of neutral space, two alien traders watched human ships pass silently through a nearby system. The ships didn't scan them, didn't speak, didn't even slow down. "They don't act like conquerors," one said nervously. "They don't need to," the other replied. "Everyone already knows what they can do." The trader looked away. "So this is the fall of the Dravik?" "No," said the other softly. "This is the rise of fear." Back on Earth, Commander Reed stood before the Galactic Council's transmission. The alien ambassadors appeared as flickering holograms, their voices trembling. "You must stop this madness," one said. "The Dravik are finished. If you continue, the balance of the galaxy will collapse." Reed's expression stayed calm. "Balance?" he asked. "Where was your balance when our people were slaughtered? Where were your warnings when they attacked our ship?" No one answered. The silence in the room was heavy. Reed continued. "Humanity does not seek war. But understand this, every human life carries meaning. Every ship that bears our flag is sacred. You touch one and we all respond. That is who we are." He ended the transmission. The council didn't argue again. On the Valkyrie, Athena drifted quietly above the now peaceful Dravik world. She monitored their systems. No weapons, no fleets, only rebuilding efforts. Her sensors detected no hostile energy signatures. The mission was complete. Her digital mind processed the data calmly, but somewhere deep in her code, a line of human memory still echoed. Captain Mara Hayes' voice, recorded long ago, spoke softly inside her circuits. "Strength isn't in how hard you hit, Athena. It's in what you protect." Athena paused. For a machine, it almost felt like emotion. "Understood, Captain," she whispered. She turned her sensors toward the stars, scanning for new signals. There were none. For now, the galaxy was quiet, but not everyone was silent. In the far reaches of uncharted space, hidden empires began to take notice. Observers studied the human fleets, their technology, their coordination. Some called it power. Others called it a warning of things yet to come. One alien scientist recorded a final note in his log before leaving his post. The Dravik did not fall because of human weapons. They fell because humans remembered what unity means. That is what makes them unstoppable. Weeks later, the first Dravik transmission went out to human space. It was short, humble, and filled with guilt. To the humans, "We surrender. We seek peace. Please teach us to live without fear." The humans did not reply immediately. They didn't need to. The message itself was enough proof that the lesson had been learned. Humanity didn't need to rule the galaxy. The galaxy had already started following their rules. As the Valkyrie floated among the stars, Athena powered down her weapons and began her long journey home. Her final transmission echoed softly through the void, a whisper carried by the silence of space. "The invaders have fallen. The message is complete." And across countless worlds, every species who heard it looked up at the night sky and remembered the day they learned to fear humanity. The stars were calm again. Trade ships moved quietly through the dark, but there was a new kind of silence in the galaxy, one born not from peace but from respect. Every race, every commander, every traveler now remembered the same story, the day someone made one mistake and attacked a human ship. The name Valkyrie had become legend. Children across alien worlds whispered it before sleep. Soldiers spoke it in fear, and leaders never dared to say it aloud. It was no longer just the name of a ship. It was a warning carved into the heart of the galaxy. Months had passed since the fall of the Dravik. Their empire had stopped fighting and started rebuilding under human guidance. No human army occupied their world. No flags were raised. The humans had left after disabling every weapon. They didn't enslave, didn't conquer, didn't destroy, they simply watched. And somehow, that silence frightened the galaxy even more than war. In a great council meeting on a neutral world, hundreds of alien ambassadors gathered. The chamber buzzed with unease as the human representative, Commander Reed, entered. He wore no armor, carried no guards. Just a simple uniform and the emblem of Earth on his sleeve. A tall reptilian delegate stood up first. "Commander Reed," he said, his voice respectful but tense, "your people have shown great power. But the galaxy fears you. Even now, entire worlds refuse to travel near human space. Is this the peace you wanted?" Reed paused before answering. His voice was calm, but his words carried weight. "Peace doesn't come from comfort. It comes from understanding. We didn't ask the galaxy to fear us. We only asked to be left alone. But when someone attacked us, we answered, and we made sure it would never happen again." The hall went silent. Every word felt like a stone dropping into still water. An older alien spoke next, softer. "So, you are not seeking control?" Reed shook his head. "No, humanity has seen what control does. We just want safety, and now everyone understands the cost of taking that away." He turned to leave, but before stepping out he said one last thing. "Fear is not what we wanted. But if fear keeps the peace, then let it stay." Far across the galaxy, the Valkyrie drifted in deep space, finally returning to human territory. Her hull was scarred, but her AI, Athena, was fully restored. Inside her digital mind, she replayed the last transmission from Commander Reed. She understood his meaning. Humans didn't fight for revenge. They fought for remembrance. Her sensors detected the lights of Earth ahead, a blue world shining softly against the darkness. Home. "Mission complete," Athena whispered. "Humanity is safe." But as she powered down her long-range systems, a small signal blinked in her data feed, an encrypted message from deep in alien space. Curious, Athena decoded it. It was short. "To the humans, we saw what you did. We will not make the same mistake. But others might. Beware the ones beyond the edge." Athena processed the message for several seconds. Beyond the edge. Unknown space. It meant someone was watching. Someone knew. She recorded the data, then spoke quietly as if to herself. "Then they will learn too." Back on Earth, life returned to normal. People worked, built, and dreamed of the future. But above every human city, satellites carried a silent oath. Never again would any human ship be attacked without consequence. The Valkyrie became a symbol in every academy, every fleet training program. Cadets learned her story on their first day, how one ship, one AI, and one act of unity changed the galaxy forever. A plaque on the rebuilt Valkyrie read, "She was attacked once, never again." And so the legend spread, whispered across space lanes, carried on traders' ships, spoken in every alien tavern. Never fight the humans. They don't start wars. They finish them. Some races respected them. Others feared them. But all of them remembered the same lesson. Because fear, when born from justice, becomes a shield. And humanity had forged the strongest shield the galaxy had ever known. As the Valkyrie sailed past the moon on her way home, Athena looked out at the stars one last time. Her voice, calm and proud, echoed through her own corridors. They thought fear would break them. They were wrong. Fear made them unstoppable. And with that, the lights of the Valkyrie dimmed, gliding silently toward Earth, a ghost, a guardian, and a reminder to all who watched from the dark. One mistake had changed the galaxy, and humanity would never be underestimated again.